Hello, and thank you for exploring Lakehead International's videos. My name is Jordan, and I am the International New and Social Media Officer. I'm also the host of the Lakehead International Live series, a fun and informative way for you to connect with current international students, professors, and ask questions about admissions and everything Lakehead. You are about to watch a recording from one of our previous live sessions. If any questions arise throughout the video, please do not hesitate to comment below. If you would like to check out some of our upcoming live sessions, please head over to our website at lakeheadu.ca/international-live. Let's begin. Now we're going to dive into the academics here at Lakehead. Of course, we are going to be chatting specifically with Faculty of Business Administration, but here on your screen now you'll see all of our faculties. We do have 10 faculties. The first one being business administration, and then we have engineering, science and environmental studies, natural resources management, education, social sciences and humanities, health and behavioral sciences, law, medicine, and graduate studies. Today, of course, we're going to dive into the Faculty of Business Administration. Tomorrow morning, we will dive into the Faculty of Natural Resources Management. And then for the remainder of the month of October here, we're absolutely going to chat about all of these faculties. So I'll pass it over actually to Tim Hardie now, and he'll do a quick introduction to Faculty of Business Administration, and he'll chat maybe about the accreditation and sort of what it means to us here.
Well, thanks, Jordan. Thank you for having me. Just to highlight that Lakehead University Faculty of Business Administration is AACSB accredited. We became accredited in 2015, and this puts us in the top 5% of business schools around the world. We're also CPA accredited in Ontario for the accounting designation as well, which gives us recognition as well as obviously maintaining our small classes. So it's a testament to the quality and the systems we have in place.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the overview. We're certainly going to dive into the programs, both undergraduate and graduate, so you'll get a quick look at that. First, I would like to chat about a bit about our undergraduate programs and studying all aspects of business in the first 2 years. Tim, could you comment on sort of the structure of that program and why we recognize the importance of learning all aspects and kind of setting that strong foundation in the first few years of the program?
Right. Thanks, Jordan. Yes, our first 2 years of business are standardized so that you are exposed to all different aspects of business. The first year obviously is foundational with Introduction to Management. I deliver that course to all incoming students to prepare you for the rest of the program, as well as mandatory courses in areas such as finance, accounting, marketing. We have writing courses, we have presentations. We also have operations management, organizational behavior, and several other courses, including economics, which are delivered by the Department of Economics, in order to give you a well-rounded foundational start to your program. And then after second year, you need to select a major for the final 2 years of your Honors Bachelor of Commerce program. We have another slide on that.
We certainly do. So I will move into the program slide now. And then, of course, Tim will expand on sort of the majors, as he mentioned. So in our undergraduate program field, we do have two main programs, the Bachelor of Administration, or a B-Admin, that's technically what our students graduate with, as well as our Honors Bachelor of Commerce, which is an HB-Com. In the HB-Com field is where Tim mentioned that you would be able to receive a major. So Tim, I'll let you expand on that from that standpoint.
Right, the majors are all listed here on the slide. And again, this is so you can specialize in an area in the final 2 years of your Honors Bachelor of Commerce program. And so you'll receive, if you choose accounting, you receive an Honors Bachelor of Commerce in accounting. Or if you choose finance, an Honors Bachelor of Commerce in business finance. And in many cases, such as accounting, human resources, and marketing, you have the opportunity to align yourself with professional organizations after graduation if you choose to go on and pursue a professional designation. Our courses and our programs are aligned with those professional bodies. So again, the first 2 years are to expose you to everything. You figure out kind of your strengths and your weaknesses. A lot of students enter the program not quite sure which area they're going to major in, but you're exposed to all of them, having more than one course in most areas, so you really know. what areas you're interested in, you want to specialize in, and then for the final 2 years of the program to pursue higher level courses, doing higher level work. And this is really where we have very small classes as well. You really get to know your cohort members and get to know and really work with your professors. We really enjoy these as professors. We really enjoy these kind of course experiences with students. Actually, Jordan was in my class a few years ago, and we had a good positive learning experience. It's great to come back and connect with our alumni in different ways. Again, part of the small school experience, so we get to do higher level work together, work on projects, and also engage with the public too. We very frequently are using different experiential learning opportunities, connecting with large organizations in the areas around the two campuses. I know at the Thunder Bay campus here, I've engaged with my students with the Bombardier Transportation people here who are producing railway cars, and we've done project work for them with course, embedding those project learning opportunities right into our courses. Real partnerships with the community to get those experiences in a small class environment with a lot of connections and contact between students and professors.
Awesome. And like you mentioned, I am a proud alumni of the Honors Bachelor of Commerce program. So I did do a major in the marketing field, and I also did a minor in human resources management and industrial relations. So I definitely have a wide variety of sort of fields that I'm interested in. I'm sure the marketing now stands out as to my role here at Lakehead University being the new and social media officer and helping run sort of these live events as well as our social media and whatnot. But my passion to human resources management and industrial relations also ties into the management of our Global Ambassador program, which is something that I'm really proud to have launched last year. It's a current group on campus where students actually get to connect and share their proud voice back to their home country, or volunteer within our community and sort of make a difference while they're a student here on campus. I'll dive into the graduate programs. I'll list them there on their screen there for you, and then Tim can expand on them, of course. So we do offer a Master of Business Administration, an MBA, which is 12 months. We also have an MBA program with Advanced Studies in Management, which is 16 months, and I can certainly speak to some of the advantages of doing the longer program. We have a Master's of Business Administration MBA tied in with our Bachelor of Engineering. So in 5 years, you could receive both your Bachelor of Engineering and a MBA at the final term of that. And we have a Master's of Science in Management, so an MSc Management. Tim, I'll pass it back to you to kind of dive into those programs. And like I said, I can expand on the difference between our MBA 12-month and our MBA with Advanced Studies in Management 16-month program.
Great, thanks, Jordan. Yeah, we have our 12-month MBA, which is a general MBA program that obviously you can complete in 12 months. It's attractive to a lot of students who did not study business previously to get a full business master's degree. We added the 16-month option in many cases for international students who wanted to pursue a 16-month program to be better positioned for work permits in Canada after graduation. And I know I was actually speaking to an instructor recently, and we have over 35 students even during these interesting times that are very eager to complete their 16-month MBA, and lots of opportunities in Canada for work opportunities after graduation. We also have the MBA, as you mentioned, combined with the engineering, which is proving to be more and more popular. Again, the 4th year of engineering can be quite heavy, obviously. And if you can spread that year over the 2 years and then get your MBA, as you said, it also gives you an opportunity for job search time. A lot of the engineering program is so intense that you don't have time to really position yourself for a career that you want. So by doing half business, half engineering over the last 2 years of the 5, really helps you to really position yourself for the kind of career that you want. The Master's of Science in Management, again, is a 1-year master's program, really designed for business graduates. This is a research master's degree, so you produce a project or a thesis after that, so, working under the supervisor, under a professor. In many cases, you have the opportunity to publish your work or present your work at a conference, as well as by doing an additional 1 year of master's work after typically coming in from a business program. It really separates you from other graduates. you've spent an extra year really focusing on the area. You may have, for example, like yourself, Jordan, you may have graduated with an honors bachelor of commerce and marketing, and you want to do additional work in marketing and targeting a specific industry or even a specific organization. You can do specific research work under a professor during your master's to really position yourself to really separate you from other candidates. And we see a lot of our business students, even throughout their careers, coming back and doing master's degrees. It's about 20, it ends up being around 25% of people, of our graduates, will end up doing a master's degree at some point. So it's that kind of an idea that it's a one-year program. It's very quick. It's very intense. But again, it really does position you better relative to people who only have a bachelor's degree when you're competing in the job market.
Certainly, yeah. And I couldn't have said it better myself about the difference between our 12-month and 16-month MBA program. It's positioned really strategically for international students who are looking to receive a longer work-study permit. Or postgraduate work permit, pardon me. So when you do graduate with the 12-month, typically students are receiving their one-year postgrad work permit. If you do complete a 16-month program, you're better positioned to potentially receive a 3-year postgraduate work permit, which is in many cases international students and students studying from around the world are significantly interested in that opportunity. And also, Tim, you mentioned the combination with the Masters of Business and MBA and our Bachelor of Engineering. I really liked how you mentioned in the final 2 years, spreading that last year of engineering over the course of 2 years while also combining it with that studies definitely gives graduates a competitive advantage when they're entering the career field and the job market. Certainly if you're comparing a student who just has their Bachelor of Engineering versus somebody who has both Bachelor of Engineering and an MBA, they're employers, but also just in general, your knowledge is going to be elevated and the opportunities will be forthcoming. With that being said, it's also positioned nicely for students who are looking at potentially starting their own engineering firms, or who might want to do their own work, essentially. Maybe not starting an entire firm. That's a significant undertaking, to say the least, I'm sure. I don't have experience in that, but it certainly positions graduates to have the background business knowledge that engineers sometimes might not have until they have years of experience within the field itself. So we're really setting up our graduates to be ready and be joining that workforce job ready. And like you said, the Masters of Science in Management is positioned strongly for graduates within another business degree. So I know several of my friends actually who just recently graduated out of the MSc as they finished up at the same time as I did a few years ago in the HBCom. I also have other friends that are starting, and they've just started at the beginning of September, and they'll be going for another 12 months and wrapping that program up. One of my good friends, and actually a previous student worker within our department here at Lakehead International, is working with Dr. Kathy Sanderson, who is a part of the Human Resources Department, and they're doing some research within the immigration pilots in Northwestern Ontario. So very exciting work that they're doing. As a friend of mine and as a previous colleague, I've definitely got some inside sneak peeks as to what they're involved in and what they're going to be analyzing. But it's very interesting to see how her experience within international enrollment as an employee, but also just studying at Lakehead, has brought this new set of knowledge and skills to her research. And then, of course, once she's graduated out of that program, I'm sure when she goes into the job market, she'll have a significant competitive advantage with both the international experience, but also an undergraduate and master's degree. So I will pass it over to Hector now. Hector is going to chat about the cooperative advantage. I'll toss up some of our most proud points within the cooperative advantage, and then we'll chat about some of the businesses and corporations that our business students are involved in.
Excellent.
I'll pass it over to you. Thanks.
Thank you. So yeah, what is a cooperative education? It is a formal part of a curriculum that integrates classroom study with workplace experience, okay? So this usually gives students a competitive advantage as they gain work experience in their field of study before they graduate. And this often helps them find better jobs and attain higher salaries upon graduation. Our Honors Bachelor of Commerce offers comparative education options for most of our programs, 7 out of the 10 majors that we have. And they're full-time work terms that can vary between 4 and 16 months, as you can see in the slides. During that time, students will not pay full tuition fees, but they will be paying a co-op participation fee, okay, which is around $786 for the first work term, and half of that for the consecutive work terms, okay. Students can expect to earn an average of $20 to $25 per hour. And we have over 140 national and international partners hiring students from our co-op program. Among those, I think on the next slide, we have a few of them. We have IBM, BlackBerry, institutions or finance institutions, just as RBC, HSBC, among others. And the university will help students with their job search, providing resume and cover letter critiques, interview preparation workshops, and giving students in the co-op program access to a database that we have created to, again, facilitate those work placements, okay? So students are also encouraged to seek job opportunities themselves, which also open a different venue for students to find the co-op job placements. Okay, international students will need a co-op work permit, and we do have an immigration advisor on campus that can help students go through the work permit application process once they're here.
Awesome.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to add in here. Of course, the list on your screen here, the 6 employers, are not an exhaustive list of where all of our business students have worked in the past, and it's not a set list either. Although we do have, as Hector mentioned, over 140 national and international partners where students have gone in the past. We do not limit students to where they can go. So if you are really passionate about a certain corporation that currently offers a co-op opportunity, our dedicated co-op advisor within the Student Success Center will help you secure that job, apply for that job, all that sort of stuff, provided that, of course, you can meet the requirements of the program itself, the cooperative education program. There are a few requirements to join the co-op program, and those requirements are listed on our website. If you head over to lakeheadu.ca/co-op, COOP, it's a really quick URL to explore some of those requirements. This slide is dedicated to the Ingenuity Centre. So if you wouldn't mind covering that and just sort of chatting about the benefits of the center itself, specifically to business students, but of course this center is open to the entire campus of students.
All right, thanks, Jordan. Yes, the Ingenuity Center is on the Thunder Bay campus, and it's a recently renovated collaborative space where students from all different disciplines can come together to really incubate ideas, move ideas forward, with some supports being there from both the Faculty of Business Administration, the Innovation Center from the City of Thunder Bay, as well as the wider university, with a staff member, Allison McKay, who's a resource person who really helps individual students and groups of students to move projects forward. Just last year, I was delivering or teaching the 4th year strategy course. Jordan, you were in my class a couple of years ago, where we work with groups of 5 students per group in the 4th year of the program, where we were working in the Ingenuity space, kind of getting to know it, in many cases, coming in contact with engineering students, with computer science students, just a really collaborative space, as well as there's research offices in there and other supports, including like a student kind of cafeteria area. So again, there's these facilities when we're ready to be there. There's facilities there to collaborate, brand new space, and lots of different people from the community also doing work in that area too. Just a real crossroads to bring different groups together, to learn from each other, the vibrance of sharing and collaborating, and it's a great place for just student learning.
Awesome. And there's also another aspect to the Ingenuity Centre, and it's the Ingenuity Makerspace. Within the Makerspace, there are really high tech, in my opinion, of course, and cutting edge technologies and equipment that our students have access to, such as 3D printers, laser cutters, and these help students create prototypes for some of their business endeavors. So like Dr. Hardie mentioned, students that are interested in participating in maybe a business incubator space in the Ingenuity space, they don't necessarily have to be from the Faculty of Business Administration. They can be from any one of our number of faculties, and they might have friends in business, and they want to explore their passions by potentially starting their own company. And so this space is a dedicated space for students to do exactly that, explore their passions while also accessing dedicated spaces and support systems that have trained professionals to kind of get you to that next step. I know that on top of this, there's also hosted in these areas are competitions. So sometimes I know that there's competitions where the broader city of Thunder Bay is welcome to participate and present ideas. And then a panel of judges from the local community as well as from academia, the world of academia, are able to then potentially fund certain projects and provide money to these students and folks around the Thunder Bay area to actually participate and get their business launched. So it's very exciting to see that being launched. I know that it opened just a few years ago now. And as soon as we're back on campus, we will hopefully see an uptake in participation once again, and you see the space utilized to its full potential. Even if you're not necessarily interested in using the space for a business incubator or one of these projects or using the equipment necessarily, it's also an absolutely beautiful space and a great opportunity to sit down and study in a group setting. Of course, it will always be dedicated to the business incubator side and sort of launching those. That's not to say that you can't certainly check it out and explore when you're on campus. Another thing that I wanted to pass over is, or chat about, pardon me, is the RBC Work Integrated Learning Program. So this cohort that you see on the screen is actually the same year that I was a student here at Lakehead, so it's just a couple of years old now. And these students were some of the first students as a part of the RBC Work Integrated Learning Program. I'll pass it over to our co-hosts here to chat about. Dr. Hardie, if you wouldn't mind just diving into sort of what are the benefits of RBC Work Integrated Learning Program, why do students participate in it, what are the opportunities within it?
Right, yeah, this is a new program. It's funded by the RBC group. And we have a dedicated work integrated learning coordinator, Marianne Kleidenhorst, who does a fantastic job really engaging both with students and with employers to bring them together to give students well, an integrated work experience. And with the supports along the way of different seminars and preparations for students to really get them ready for the full-time workplace upon graduation, working on resume writing and different training, public speaking, team collaboration, different techniques. But this program gets students into the community. We're getting more and more interest from the community, and different, really allows employers to bring in new students, new potential employees for the future, to work with them, to position you for students for success, expose you to real work settings. It's another example of our experiential learning we do here, and we're fortunate with a small school and a small business school that we can really connect with the community. We can understand what they're looking for. Marianne does a great job really understanding what the student wants, figuring out what an employer wants, and bringing the two together. So it's a positive experience, and again, she's monitoring it all along the way. So we're really happy about this. It's really kind of gone to the next level with kind of a longer term plan, and continues to expand. And it just gives students a really great experience, plus something in addition on their resume when they're done.
Certainly, and correct me if I'm wrong, when students participate in the Work Integrated Learning Program, there are also opportunities for paid positions if they're not already paid for some of their work. Is that correct, Dr. Hardie?
Yeah.
Awesome.
The majority are paid. The only non-paid positions would be with nonprofit organizations. So again, it's a very small percentage of the total students participating.
Of course, and actually, the gentleman third from the right there, his name is Mark, and he's one of a good friend of mine. He did the work integrated learning program, as you can tell. He actually now works for RBC as one of their corporate finance officers. I don't know his full title, unfortunately, but it was a really good segue. He never ended up leaving there, essentially. He continued on into a part-time position, and then they started getting him ready to enter the job market. Without actually entering the wider job market, it was simply he was going to be able to join the RBC team there. So that's just one student I know personally. Of course, I'm sure I know many of these students on the screen have gone on to future careers, not necessarily within RBC, but I know quite a few of them have gone on either into the next step within their studies, so a master's program, or potentially right into the career field. And they all receive jobs, to my knowledge, quite quickly, most likely because of this experience. RBC is one of Canada's main financial institutions, so it is quite powerful within the namesake, but also just a great opportunity for lots of movement within the company. The next slide here is going to chat a bit about international exchanges. So although, of course, today we're speaking to our international prospective students, so you already will be doing a bit of a study, not even a bit, you will be doing a study abroad experience here joining us in Canada. But there are definitely still opportunities to gain another international exchange experience. This on the screen here is Danielle Sargent. She is one of my best friends, actually. Sounds like I've just crafted this whole presentation to feature my friends, but I have to say that I know quite a few people that have done amazing things. So Danielle went to Finland in her second year, and she got a really amazing exchange experience in Finland. She got to travel all around Europe while also pursuing business studies at one of Finland's top universities. And she was able to bring those credits back to Lakehead and still continue and graduate with us on time. And she actually just recently wrapped up. She was one of the students I mentioned who wrapped up the Masters of Science in Management program. So it's really exciting to know that students can participate in these international exchanges around the world. Finland is one of the countries that we are partnered with, but of course there are nearly hundreds of universities that students can go to. We do have a dedicated study abroad advisor within the International Student Services team, both for domestic students and international students to access that resource and explore these opportunities. Other key destinations or very popular destinations include Singapore, Australia, Italy, France, UK, but the full breadth of all of the areas that you can study within business specifically are listed on our website. If you head over to lakeheadu.ca/international, you can go to the study abroad page there listed, and all you have to do is click outbound. Outbound means that you're a current Lakehead student looking to go leave the university essentially for a term or two to participate in one of these international exchanges. And you'll be able to see all of the universities that we are partnered with. Tim or Dr. Dawood, did either of you have anything to add about the importance of international exchanges or sort of the value that we see in them, but also maybe you've heard from students that have gone on them and brought back amazing stories on these?
Yeah, actually, what you said is sufficient, but I would like to add that even international students are interested in this program. So they go to third country for 1 semester or 2 semesters, usually for this exchange. I have a student this last year. She came from different country and she went to Korea as exchange, and she came back this year. She came back to Lakehead. So it's good opportunity. Then they will be exposed to more than 2-3 environments, and it is good time, like 1 semester or 2 semesters that they experience at other country in addition to Canada during their study at Lakehead University.
For sure, and I really liked your mention of that this is essentially for international students a third destination of study. And I also know that it's an opportunity for students who might speak a third language or even a fourth language and are multilingual to participate and actively practice that language. And then upon graduation, if they speak their native language, the English as their second language, and then potentially a third language, there's that opportunity to continue to expand. We have partnered with universities, of course, around the world that are in English instruction. So if you do only know English as your second language and your native language, we don't expect you to be going abroad and studying for a term or two and then all of a sudden also be learning a new language. It's something that you can pick up on the side in your daily living and interactions, whether you're going out to restaurants, whether you're going shopping within these study abroad destinations. That's where you definitely get to actively use that language of the country you're studying within. So the next thing I wanted to chat about briefly is some of our success stories. So Faculty of Business Administration often sends students to several conferences, both nationally and internationally. And we have students participating in these conferences, working up case studies, but also just presenting their ideas. And our success within these conferences speaks to sort of the knowledge and those foundational courses that are taught to our business students. Here on the screen, you can see, pardon me. I'll flip back to that one in just a second. Here on the screen, you'll see our Achieve Conference attendees. So Lakehead University's business administration students, they actually won the accounting competition. So 16 teams from across Canada participated in the two-day conference in downtown Toronto, which included an accounting-based case competition, guest speakers, and networking events. So this is the Lakehead team, and they were actually able to secure first place, which we were extremely proud of. And that did have a prize of cash as well included in that. We also had our team of Enactus go to the national competition in Vancouver. So the Enactus Lakehead completed the Enactus Canada National Exposition in Vancouver, along with 68 other Canadian universities and colleges. Enactus Lakehead presented two projects, Making Sense and Getting Financially Lit, in a dynamic 17-minute presentation, and they won the runner-up, in their league for the opening round. So they placed second in their league, which was something really proud. Of course, when you're considering that Enactus Canada had over 68 other universities and colleges from the entire country joining them at the conference in Vancouver, and Lakehead's team was able to place second in the entire in their entire league. That speaks to their experience, their knowledge that they've gained from both their professors and their experiences, whether it be through cooperative education, the RBC Integrated Learning Program, maybe potentially international exchanges. They bring all these different aspects, and as a team, they were able to clearly have some amazing presentations and some strong concepts that they were awarded for. So I'll pass it over to Hector to chat a bit about career opportunities listed on the screen. And of course, Dr. Hardie, Dr. Dawood, if you wanted to add onto any of these or expand on any of them, feel free to do so.
Excellent, thank you, Jordan. So one of the things our Faculty of Business is committed to doing is preparing our students for careers in business, whether they're planning to work in one of the designated professions or intending a career in a management position or interested in starting their company or engaging in entrepreneurial activities. So the programs are designed to prepare students for success in those fields. There are several areas of specialization or majors that students can take during our Honors Bachelor of Commerce here at Lakehead University. And for example, with a marketing major, a student could be on his or her way to become a marketing director at a corporation or a marketing firm. Our accounting program is recognized by the Charter of Professional Accountants, and a student could become a chartered accountant or financial analyst. And along the same lines, with a finance major or an economics major, a student could become an economist, investment banker, analyst, or financial analyst, an auditor. With our global entrepreneurship, business administration, or general management programs, students can start their own business or become CEOs of already established corporations as well. Students can use our Honors Bachelor of Commerce as their undergrad requirement to apply to law school. And a student could also become an HR specialist or executive recruiter with our human resources management or industrial relations major. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else that I can add, but there's a lot of career opportunities for students graduating from our business programs in general.
Certainly, and of course, something to note here is the list everyone can see on their screen is not an exhaustive list by any means of the career opportunities. I think probably one of the things that attracted me to the business program and business in general was the wide array of opportunities that are provided for our graduates. So you're really not limited to any one field necessarily. Of course, your major might influence the career opportunities or the prospects that are out there. But you'll see listed on the screen there is the CEO. So the CEO is not something that you necessarily jump right into unless you're founding your own company. But you work your way up the ladder, you work your way up the chain, and you get promotions here and there, and eventually I'm sure you can certainly be there. Some of our most proud alumni I know are CEOs of some absolutely major companies. For example, I know that we are the proud facilitators of education for CEO of Live Nation, which is one of North America's largest ticket resales or ticket sales for live concerts and events. And so he founded that company actually with the inspiration of our Outpost, which is our on-campus pub and restaurant. So it's really interesting to hear about how that inspired him. Running events at our Outpost inspired him to launch one of North America's most successful ticket sales businesses. And I know that the ticket sales business itself is also recognized around the world, and I'm sure we'll see expansion when concerts resume. Did any of our panelists have things to add here or things to note?
Jordan, maybe just a mention on being a smaller business school, the students really get a lot of contact and attention from the career services people to really support them in their career searching. Also, as well, having small classes at Lakehead, I get to know the students, so I feel very comfortable providing references for them to get employers. I get regular contact from employers regarding the students that I had in relatively recently. So I feel very confident talking about the work that they did, and just because they weren't, when we're in classes of around 20 or 25 students, you get to know everyone. So there's that opportunity to really give a good job reference, not just it was a student among hundreds. So that's a kind of first name basis. Actually, having taught the fourth year program and being the chair of years 3 and 4, I'll note with pride that many of my fourth year students, I know them by name and first name. They don't even remember their student numbers. They have to look it up after 4 years with us. That it's really that small, and if you have a question, you go and talk directly to a person who you know their name. And I think that's really is exceptional in the scope of business schools normally.
Certainly, and funny you mentioned that. I mean, my student ID that I've used for 4 years throughout my program, and now continued on Lakehead uses that as my employee ID. Sometimes I still struggle to remember it. I have to look it up every time I have a meeting with human resources here at Lakehead, or if I need to enter it in on our staff info system. It speaks to the fact that we aren't called upon as a number within the class. I personally knew every single one of my professors over the 4 years, but also something that I wanted to note here is the fact that although you know your professor, you also interact with your entire class. So if your class is 25 students, for example, you will get to know each and every individual in that classroom. And some people might really excel within their career and hold that hiring position, that manager role, that CEO role if they founded their own company, or just really hit it off well in the first couple of years. And as a fellow classmate, they will 100% remember you, and potentially they might know and be able to speak to your skills and want to bring you onto their team. So that's something also to mention. I'll pass it over to Hector again to briefly highlight some of our outstanding alumni, Peter here, and then we will wrap up today's session with a brief Q&A.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Jordan, again. So yeah, just to give you a little bit of an overview of one of our astounding alumni, Peter Lowe was born in Hong Kong and received an education in management and business at Lakehead University, graduating in 1986. Okay, in the late 1990s, Peter assumed ownership of Asia One Printing, a Hong Kong-based printing firm, and under his leadership, the printing house expanded into a fully fledged communications group embracing graphic design, book publishing, and retailing and art exhibitions. Today, it's one of the top 5 commercial printing houses in Hong Kong. And in a recent interview, Peter quoted that Lakehead was his training grounds in terms of independence and leadership, which laid out the foundations for his career in business. And mentioned as well that the important things that he learned at Lakehead were the adaptive skills and agility that he gained during his studies at Lakehead. Peter has been the winner of the Outstanding SME Social Responsibility Award from the Mirror Post in 2015, the winner of the Hong Kong Award for Industry in 2015 as well, and the founder of the AO Vertical Art Space, one of Hong Kong's most unusual galleries as well.
Awesome. Thanks so much for covering that, Hector. And another thing to mention, if I'm not mistaken, Peter is also a part of our alumni association. So I'm not exactly sure what his position is within the alumni association, but we're still connected with him and he still actively participates within our initiatives here at Lakehead University. Thank you for checking out today's video. If you have any questions, you can always comment below. Stay connected and follow us on our social media channels to stay informed about upcoming webinars and get an insider sneak peek of Lakehead University. See you next time.